Well, last Friday we showed you clips from the movie Heaven is for Real, and I can honestly say that I had chills just watching the few clips that we saw. Well, the movie took over the box office this weekend, earning $21.5 million. And Jim Ferguson joins me now to discuss this movie even further.
Yeah, it's very entertaining, and Greg Kinnear gives one of his best performances as the father, Todd Burpo. His best friend in the movie is played by Thomas Hayden Church. They're this little town in Nebraska, as you know. But along with being his best friend, volunteer fireman, he's also on the committee that hires and fires the town pastor.
Okay.
And of course, Greg is the town pastor, and then of course the son says he goes to heaven, and so Thomas Hayden Church's character is put into bind. But I got to tell you this real quick. When I sat down with him, he said, Tucson, he said, TMC saved my life.
Really?
Yes, he was doing a movie called 600 Miles with Alex Steinberger.
Okay.
One of our interns here.
Yes.
Who was in that movie, but he got very sick. They rushed him to the emergency room, and he said TMC saved his life. I don't know if that's on tape or not, but yeah, he was really thankful to Tucson.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But here's Thomas Hayden Church.
All right.
Were you skeptical of the story at first when you read the script?
I wouldn't say skeptical. I had a vague awareness of the book, and I had heard his name, but when I was sent the script and I had seen, you know, where Randall was taking the story, and the other writer whose name I'm not quite familiar with, I want to give him Christopher Parker. How they had sort of broadened it out, you know, for a bigger audience, a bit more non-secular audience. And then Randall and I started talking, and I realized he and I had a lot in common, being raised very fundamentalist Christian, him, I believe, in Tennessee, and myself in Texas. So, you know, it was like I immediately kind of had a teammate of somebody.
And of course, Thomas is talking about Randall Wallace, the director of the film. Being from a small town in Texas, you probably knew guys like Jay Wilkins.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think I'm sort of one of them. Yeah, I mean, I would say that I'm sort of regarded as a community leader where I am in Texas, and I get involved in a lot of civic activities, and my daughters go to a Christian school, and I do fundraisers, and, you know.
Much like your character, who was a banker, he was a volunteer firefighter, and what I liked about him, really loyal to Greg's character, Todd Burpo.
This seems like it would be a tearjerker, is it?
A little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit, but it's uplifting too.
It is, okay.
It is, and it's doing very well at the box office, as is Haunted House 2.
Yes, completely shifting gears here.
We're really going to shift gears.
Yeah, we are.
But our next guest is Cedric the Entertainer, who's always entertaining. You know, he plays the pastor, the priest, but he carries a gun.
Right.
And he goes in for an exorcism with his gun. You know, okay. But I love talking to this guy, Cedric the Entertainer.
All right. Perfect.
It seems to me, watching you on screen, that you really love doing this, that you really enjoy it.
This is one of my favorite characters in the sense that Father Williams is, again, he's supposed to be this person that you go to for help, and you need guidance, and you're just looking for a sound, sensible answer. And yet I'm the craziest person in the movie who's supposedly gonna bring sensibility. I love it. It's just fun.
His backstory, though, is a little shady. Am I right?
Yeah. He had some armed robberies, a few assaults, you know, and then went to Lompoc, went and did some time. And there is where he found his saving, grace and became a minister. But he still uses his connection to the streets in order to get people to come over to the righteous side.
Well, being a Catholic, I want to go to confession to Father Williams.
Because Father Williams is going to take some of your confessions and go, that's a really good idea. Like, let's do that. We can do some internet crimes.
Did Marlon in those scenes encourage you to improvise a lot?
Yeah, definitely. That's his thing. I mean, even, early on, I would be, like sitting in the makeup trailer getting ready, and I'm looking through my sides, going in the nose, and Marlon would grab him, like, really, said, go into the scene at this point, and we need this to happen so you can get out. Everything else, please, just make it up.
Just play with it. Have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, exactly.
And you mentioned while we were just watching this that he ad-libs everything.
He does.
Wow.
Cedric the Entertainer doesn't go by the script. Yeah, Marlon told me he just goes.
He just does it.
Does his thing, yeah. Friday.
Yes.
One of your favorite movies. We have Draft Day back again.
Yes.
Doing very well at the box office.
I loved it.
I did too. But we have the two quarterbacks.
Okay.
Josh Pence and Tom Welling.
They are
the young ladies at the U.
Oh, yeah.
And watch these guys.
They are easy on the eyes, that is for
They
sure.
really are.
And it was a really fun movie, too.
It was. And we have the director, Randall Wallace from Heaven is for Real, and the little boy who plays young Burpo.
Oh, he looks so cute on all of the
Yeah, he's
previews.
only 6 years old, but with the director, it was a lot of fun. Yeah. And I'll see you next week.
Well, thanks, Jim.
Thank you. I hope you have a great week.
Thanks, you too. And Jim once again comes bearing gifts. He brought with him today Obsessed, a hysterical comedy show. If you would like a chance to take it home for one very hysterical night at home, just head to our website, TucsonMorningBlend.com, and click on the contest page. And whether you are planning a pregnancy or you are a new mom, we'll make sure you can master